Good evening and welcome to a continuation of programming for election year 2023 for those seeking election on November 7th. I'm Guy Cosentino, representing both Cayuga Community College and the Citizen today. On November 7th, the voters in Cayuga County will go to the polls to choose a new county clerk, replacing outgoing clerk Susan Dwyer, who was elected 2 decades ago and decided not to seek a 5th term. We are delighted to have in the studio the 3 individuals who are running to become Cayuga County's next clerk. They are in the order they drew lots. They are Christopher Petrus, who is on the Republican line, Brian Scanlon, who's on the Democratic and the Cayuga County United line, and Kristen Lydell, who is on the Conservative and Experience Matters line. Welcome to the studio, all 3 of you. We're delighted to have you here. We have decided that unlike the races for other offices, it is tough to ask questions of a clerk candidate, just as it is for judicial candidates or those running for coroner. So what we have decided instead is to let them introduce themselves to voters so that you may know them better as you go to the polls as early as this Saturday, the 28th, for early voting, or on the 7th. With that in mind, we are giving each of the candidates up to 7 minutes to talk about themselves in an uninterrupted format. As I said, we drew lots to see who would go first, so we'll hear from them in the order they're seated. We have a student from the college, Brianna, who is keeping time for us and the candidates. She will hold up a card when they have 30 seconds left, and I will interrupt them when they are done. So with that in mind, we'd like to welcome Chris Petrus, who is on the Republican line running for clerk. Mr. Petrus, you have 7 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. I'd like to thank CCC and Guy Cosentino for hosting us and granting me the opportunity to share why I am uniquely qualified for this office. I am deeply grateful and humbled to have the opportunity to run for the office of county clerk. I began my career, I am a lifelong resident of Cayuga County. I graduated from Weedsport High School and obtained an associate's degree from CCC before receiving a bachelor's degree from Oswego State. I still reside in Weedsport with my wife Heather and daughter Isabella. I began my career working as a case manager in the juvenile justice system, ultimately being promoted to the program director at Cayuga Counseling Services. In that capacity, I was an administrator responsible for overseeing the day-to-day operations of an alternative to detention program. Overseeing the day-to-day operations entailed budget development, providing supervision to staff, hiring, and performance evaluations. While serving in this capacity, I also served on the management team and represented Cayuga Counseling on county-wide boards. After serving a brief term as Deputy Commissioner at the Board of Elections, I returned to service in the criminal justice system with the Department of Corrections, where I currently serve as a parole officer. In addition, I am a 2-term county legislator. In my capacity as a legislator, I've had the privilege to serve in several different leadership positions, such as Chairman of Judicial and Public Safety, Chairman of Government Operations, Chairman of Ways and Means, and Vice Chair of the County Legislature. I believe it is the culmination of these unique experiences and qualifications that make me the ideal candidate for county clerk. My work experience as an administrator and legislator is the perfect fit to lead the 4 busy and complex departments the Cayuga County Clerk oversees. As Chair of Government Operations, I work closely with the clerk's office, serving in my oversight capacity. Because of this experience, I've learned a great deal about the operations and duties of the 4 offices of the county clerk. I've worked closely with Sue to advance new initiatives to help improve operations and enhance service delivery. In addition, I possess an extensive knowledge of the $4 Million Dreams project. Further, I have experience and a sound understanding of how our local government works and the role of the county clerk within our form of government. The county clerk does not have the ability to propose legislation, but instead advocates and collaborates with our legislators. I have proven experience working within this government body and have established working relationships to get things accomplished. I'm the only candidate with this unique experience. I am also well informed about the upcoming new online transaction reimbursement model that was approved in the New York State 2024 budget. This is the first significant county retention change in 25 years. This new legislation adjusts the funding structures of the county DMV by allowing for a 10.7% retained from online transactions. The state estimates this change will result in a $630,000 increase in revenue by 2025. This presents an opportunity to save money while increasing county revenue if implemented and marketed properly. If elected to serve as your next county clerk, my priorities will be as follows. First and foremost, always customer service. I will continue to build upon the outstanding customer service our residents currently enjoy. While many functions can be performed online, which make it convenient for some, I will make it a priority to continue our face-to-face service delivery for those who prefer in-person customer service. I will work hard to ensure our services are accessible, efficient, and effective. Number 2, the Dreams Project. This multi-year, multi-million-dollar initiative will effectively digitize the county's operations. Projected to be completed in 2024, this 4-phase project transitions existing documents to a searchable electronic format while simultaneously preserving historic documents from our county's remarkable history. I've been involved in and supported this initiative since its inception and led the legislative process to get approval and secure funding for this transformative project. And I believe I am the best candidate to see it through to its fruition. Number 3, I will reinstitute County Clerk on the road. We live in a very rural and expansive county, making it difficult to access on-site services for many. To overcome barriers such as transportation and childcare, I will reinstate the County Clerk on the Road program that many benefited from in the past. This program will expand our in-person services to the northern and southern ends of our 75-mile-long county. Number 4, I will create and implement a strategic plan. Upon completion, the Dreams Project will have a widespread impact on existing operations and previous storage requirements. This, coupled with the county office building project, presents the perfect opportunity for the clerk's office to evaluate and discover opportunities to improve this design and floor plan of the current operational space. This will enhance customer service as well as increase productivity. The development and implementation of a strategic plan is critical for future operations and for service sustainability. I will capitalize on my experience to develop and implement an innovative yet fiscally responsive, conservative strategic plan that will profit from the new online transaction model and ensure service sustainability. I believe it is indeed the culmination of my service experience that makes me uniquely qualified to continue providing the outstanding service the citizens of Cayuga County deserve. I'm honored that retiring County Clerk Sue Dwyer agrees and has endorsed me to succeed her. It is for all of these reasons that I am humbly asking for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Petras. We'll now hear from Brian Scanlon, who's on the Democratic line as well as the Cayuga County United line. Mr. Scanlon, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Mr. Cosentino. And thank you, Ms. McCormick, and all the Cayuga Community College students and staff for organizing this forum and giving me the opportunity to speak to our county residents today. My name is Brian Scanlon, and I'm an independent running for Cayuga County Clerk. I have been nominated by the Democratic Party of Cayuga County as well as the Cayuga County United Party. I am a lifelong resident of Cayuga County, born and raised in the city of Auburn, and currently reside in the town of Senate with my wife, Rebecca, a longtime beloved elementary school teacher at Southern Cayuga Central Schools. The Senate is where we have raised our 4 amazing children. I attended and graduated from Auburn School District and continued my education here at Cayuga Community College and graduated with an associate in science. I was then hired at the City of Auburn Fire Department, where I spent a nearly 25-year career as a firefighter. I've also taken on roles as a lieutenant and a captain at the fire department. I also worked as a 911 emergency services dispatcher for Cayuga County, where multitasking is a necessary and essential skill. I served in numerous leadership roles throughout my professional career, serving on multiple committees and boards. I also served in numerous community volunteer leadership roles, including as lead event organizer of our local St. Baldrick's head shaving event. The county clerk is an administrative position, not legislative, therefore should be nonpartisan. I, as an independent, will run the office with a nonpartisan mindset and keep party politics out of the office. It is essential to provide strong leadership as a department head and to support all the fine employees of the 4 departments of the county clerk. I have devoted my career to serving the public and possess a strong desire to continue my service to the citizens of Cayuga County in this leadership capacity. We understand the importance of a well-run public service and we will run that office with professionalism, integrity, to provide the best possible customer service to the citizens we provide. We believe in providing community service as a positive experience. Public service is my calling. I have devoted my life to public service, serving our community for 25 years as a firefighter, 10 of those years in leadership roles as a lieutenant and captain. My experiences include serving on the community in various leadership roles and serving on several joint agency boards and committees to improve the efforts of Cayuga County Emergency Services. This includes the implementation of the multi-million-dollar, multi-agency Cayuga County Emergency Communications Project, which is now in use. These experiences have prepared me to provide the necessary leadership to the employees of the County Clerk's office. Being involved in our community is important as a public servant. I have been very involved in our community, first as a volunteer firefighter in the town of Fleming, as a high school and youth lacrosse and basketball coach here in our community, and as a fire commissioner in the town of Senate. Additionally, as I mentioned earlier, we ran an all-volunteer effort to raise money and awareness for childhood cancer. I assumed the role as our local lead event organizer during the first 5 years of this campaign. We raised approximately $450,000 in those 5 years to benefit the St. Baldrick's Foundation, which provides grants for childhood cancer research. This is one of my proudest accomplishments as a leader. I have successfully co-owned and operated 2 local small businesses. All these different leadership experiences have provided me with the necessary skills to lead and support the 4 departments of the County Clerk, and to continue serving the public by leading and working with the approximately 25 employees of the County Clerk's office. We will run the offices as efficiently and effectively as possible to provide the best service to our community. Once elected, I plan to get into the office and work alongside the retiring County Clerk and to make for a smooth transition. We will work with each employee of the 4 offices to better understand what their roles are. The greatest asset to any well-run customer service business is the employees that get the job done. We have already had discussions with local attorneys that utilize the records and recording office, car dealerships that utilize the DMV services, to find out what works well and what may need improvement on. Additionally, we've reached out to other county clerks in New York State in an effort to build professional relationships by networking and idea sharing. As we walked Fairhaven this campaign season, meeting with the residents, we learned that many of them go outside Cayuga County for DMV services. This takes revenue away from our DMV and ultimately Cayuga County. This is the same as the towns in the southern part of our county. Their money is going elsewhere. This is largely due to the geography of our county. Therefore, we have had discussions with legislator candidates of the idea of opening satellite offices in the outlying parts of our county to make it easier for our residents to conduct their business in Cayuga County. If we can reach out to them, then we can keep that 12% revenue right here in Cayuga County. In closing, on November 7th, your next county clerk will be decided by you, the voters of Cayuga County. I possess the right mindset, the integrity, the drive, and the leadership experience to lead the offices as your next county clerk. I humbly ask for your vote as early voting begins this Saturday, October 28th, continues through November 5th, and then of course on Election Day, on November 7th. I was born here in Cayuga County, and I stayed here in Cayuga County. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Scanlon. We'll finally hear from Kristen Lydell, who is the Conservative and Experienced Matter, which is an independent line candidate. Welcome to the studio, and you have 7 minutes as well.
Thank you, Guy. And thank you for giving us this opportunity to present today. Chris, Brian, thank you both for your years of public service. It's really appreciated. Good afternoon, everyone. With only 7 minutes, I'm going to jump right in by telling you a little bit about myself. I'm going to follow by why I'm here, what my qualifications are, and a few of my visions for the 4 departments that are overseen by the county clerk. I am a lifelong resident of Cayuga County and a proud graduate of the Union Springs Central High School. I earned my associate's degree from Cayuga Community College. Alongside of my husband, Tim, we have made Cato our home for the past 33 years. We have two beautiful daughters, Andrea, a Syracuse University graduate, and Michaela, an Upstate University graduate. I'm here as a candidate for the position of Cayuga County Clerk because I want to ensure a smooth transition for our county residents this coming January. I want to give back to the community that I've lived in my life, the community that I raised my children in, and the community that I will spend the rest of my life in. Striving to be a community member of society, I have volunteered with several organizations, such as the Team Tebow Foundation, Girl Scouts of America, Cato Meridian Central School, Odyssey of the Mind, just to name a few. Contributing numerous hours trying to make a positive difference. Although I began volunteering at the age of 12 with the American Heart Association, my true passion did not come until several years later. One summer day, while placing my 3-year-old daughter into her car seat, I observed an elderly woman struggling with her groceries to make her way back over to the Boyle Center. With my 3-year-old daughter in tow, I went out and I helped that elderly woman back into her home with her groceries. I felt so proud of myself for doing that in that moment. I couldn't wait to get back home, call my mother on the telephone, and tell her what I've done, what my good deed was for the day. When I talked to my mom that evening, she said, "Oh, Chrissy, I am so disappointed in you." "What? Why?" "I helped an elderly woman." She goes, "Because you did it for the wrong reason." She said, "When you do good deeds and you're trying to get a gift for it or money or even a kind word from somebody for that good gesture, it's no longer a good deed. It's no longer an act of kindness. It's more for yourself, and that's all that is." It was this lesson that I learned the difference between being there for others and doing it for yourself. That is the moment I decided that I wanted to be there for others and be a better person. This is what led me to focus on a career based around customer service. You might be wondering exactly what does a county clerk do. A county clerk serves as the clerk of the Supreme and County Court. This is a hands-on, apolitical administrative position with the main function of that of record keeper for the entire county, while also overseeing the county clerk's office, the Department of Motor Vehicles, the historian's office, and the records retention center. And it must be done while following the regulations of CSEA and civil service. Being a member of these, I am familiar with those regulations. For the last 16 years, I've been a county employee working alongside our county clerk, Sue Dwyer. She quickly recognized my value and promoted me 3 times to my current position today as your senior cashier, a member of the DMV supervisory team. I've been an integral part of the team that has made the transformation of the DMV to what we know it better as today, the friendly office. With over 4,000 procedures and more than 200 average transactions per day, it's essential that everyone working together as a team in our office. My current responsibilities include daily reconciliation of office finances, monthly audits, ordering of supplies, and ensuring all customer transactions are handled efficiently, professionally, and accurately. Most recently, I've been working hands-on with the DREAMS project, preparing delicate documents to be digitized. Although most of my time has been spent at the DMV, I also have experience working in the clerk's office as a senior clerk. My time at the clerk's office has given me the experience of recording, filing, maintaining land, court, and lien records, as well as learning several other services that are offered by that department. The reason I'm sharing my work experience with you is because I can't stress enough that this is a hands-on position and the clerk needs to be present, working right alongside the staff. My experiences have allowed me to be ready to hit the ground running from day one. As your county clerk, I will work hard to preserve and enhance present services, restore services that have been lost over the years, and I'll work to bring revenue into our county. My first mission will be to restore the phone services that have been lost in the Department of Motor Vehicles. This may seem like a very small task, but it has a huge impact on the community residents that are using our offices. Without broadband services and those with mobility issues, it is hard for them to reach our office. It will also save many residents time and money. Those in the far north and far south travel 45 minutes to our office. It's very disappointing to them when they arrive unprepared because they could not reach us by phone. To these areas through the Cayuga County Clerk on the road and satellite services by teaming with our other town clerks. In the clerk's office, I would like to explore expanding the Give Back to the Vets program to include our first responders. With the multi-phase, multi-million-dollar DREAMS project already in phase 1, it is important that we address the concerns of deed theft. I will promote the free deed theft program that is offered through the clerk's office. Encouraging residents to utilize this program, it will bring peace of mind to homeowners as we advance the DREAM project. If you'd like to learn more about this project, I encourage you to visit my webpage. All 3 candidates here today have supervising experience. What sets me apart is my hands-on experience in the day-to-day operations in the departments overseen by the clerk. There is a huge difference between exposure and experience, and I have experience working 2 of the 4 offices. I've already established solid working relationships with more than 2/3 of the staff members in these 4 departments, and these relationships are invaluable. This is an elected position, but it's so much more. It is a nonpartisan position that mandates an individual and a drive for community action and ability to multitask while delivering accurate and consistent customer service. This is about selecting the most qualified person for the job. I have the knowledge, the experience, and the drive that will make a great Cayuga County Clerk. I am kindly asking for your vote in this election. Thank you for considering me for your next Cayuga County Clerk. Thank you, Guy, for this opportunity. And thank you for the media team for your time in recording this.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lydell.
Thank you.
And we want to thank all 3 Cayuga County grads. We love that when you're all here. So thank you. We want to thank you for not only your time today, but also putting yourselves out there on the campaign trail. That's not always an easy task, so we want to thank you for doing that, and we wish you well over the next 2 weeks. We would like to take just a moment and thank Sue Dwyer for her service. This will be her 31st year in public service between the city, the United States Congress, working for 2 Congress members, as well as being the county clerk. And we wish her well in her future endeavors. We will be back with a couple of we'll be back in a couple of days, but I want to give you a couple of programming notes before we close out. We'll be back on Thursday with 2 candidate interviews. As you may be aware, our policy here is that if candidates are invited to participate and one chooses not to participate but the other does, we then hold an interview with that one. So we have 2 interviews planned for Thursday the 26th. The first one is with James Moore. The second, he is being interviewed for the 4th Legislative District, which he is seeking a position for. The incumbent, Robert Shea, has decided not to seek did not respond to an invitation to attend. The 4th Legislative District includes the towns of Aurelius, Fleming, and Springport. Then we will go to the 9th Legislative District, which is now in the city of Auburn, or will be in the city of Auburn. It is the northeastern quadrant of the city of Auburn. It is currently represented by Elaine Daly, who is a member of the legislature. She has responded to our invitation and will be in the studio for a 30-minute interview. Her opponent, Allie Mooson, has not responded. So we will do that interview as well on Thursday, and we hope you will tune in for those. Finally, we will close out next week with Robert Harding back in the studio, the political reporter for The Citizen. He'll be asking questions of the city council candidates on Tuesday, October 31st. Yes, that is Halloween, but he will be asking questions of 3 of the 4 candidates who have responded to our invitation: Christine Calarco, Brian Dahl, as well as Rhoda Overstreet Wilson. And then we will finish off with the race that many are paying a lot of attention to, almost as much attention as they are to the county clerk race, which is getting a lot of attention, and that is for the mayor of the city of Auburn. We'll have City Councilor Jimmy Giannantino, as well as former Mayor Timothy Lattimore in the studio. So we hope you will join us for those forums where, again, Mr. Harding will be asking the question. We'll then return after Election Day with our normal series of programming with Inside Government and Beyond the Front Page shows with Cayuga County Legislative Chairman David Gould, as well as Mayor Michael D. Quill. They'll be giving exit interviews of a sort, as well as Jeff Perizzola, who will be here to give us a district update, and we hope to bring you Assemblyman Lamondis, who will be talking about a tobacco coalition to deal with the issue and rise in smoking. Until Thursday, for Cayuga Community College and the Citizen, I'm Guy Cosentino. Have a good night and have a great tomorrow.